Do you know exactly the kind of mate you want, and are you guilty of trying to make someone fit that mold? Join us as we discuss the misuse of expectations next on Views and Vibes. Relationships are often destroyed from the outset by the high expectations we have for where we want this first date to go and maintaining a rigid description of the only kind of person with whom we want to be. Joining us today to discuss the misuse of expectations and how it develops in relationships are author of the new book, What I Do Is Taboo, Mr. Yonder, and the author of the other new book, Green Bananas, Unripe, Not Ready, LaChett Landrum. Welcome you guys to Views and Vibes. How you guys doing?
Hi.
Good, thanks.
It is time to talk about these expectations that everybody has for relationships. I had a conversation with a good friend of mine who actually hosts a website to do matchmaking. And one thing she said was that a lot of people come on there with these grand descriptions of what they want in somebody. You know, somebody has to be a certain height, a certain complexion, certain kind of hair, certain job. But what's wrong with that? What's wrong with having expectations for the kind of person that you want to be with?
You take it first.
What's wrong with having expectations for a type of person you want to be with? I think women have unrealistic expectations. I mean, really, most time they want the person to be something that they're not.
Right.
And I really think that's, I mean, and then if they don't have unrealistic expectations, they don't date men. I would say that they don't date who their dating pool is. I mean, they won't expand their dating pool basically from the mailman to the UPS man. Okay, everybody's not gonna make six figures. Everybody's not gonna drive that type of car. Everybody's credit not gonna be like it's supposed to be, like you want it to be. But that takes away from your whole dating pool. So that puts you in a whole different place.
Well, give me an example of an unrealistic expectation. I mean, you hear it all the time, you know what I'm saying? So what would be something that someone would say, you know, I expect this, I want to have this.
Okay, he has to make six figures.
Okay, all right, that's cool.
Not saying that some brothers don't make six figures, but he has to make six figures.
Right.
Yeah, well, see, here's a challenge. Oftentimes you have women, as he said, they set out, they want to talk about six figures. They want to talk about how tall or how short or how light or how dark, you know, how pretty his eye color is.
Right.
But what's really important to me is more about the substance, what's inside, you know, what makes a man tick, what kind of, you know, how deep is his integrity. You know, so those are the things that are really, really important. And then once we set those precedented, unrealistic expectations, it's going to be really hard to meet that after you really get into who you have as a person internally.
Well, do you find that men have as many unrealistic expectations as women, or?
Yeah. You guys want tall. You guys want, what is it, 36, 24, 36?
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, right. What happens when, will 36, 24, 36 take care of you when you're losing a limb?
But it make you happy. It make you happy for a second. Okay.
No, she's going to leave you and she's going to take your money. But here's what I find interesting about men, too. They're going to take your money. Because, see, you got, I'm not going to say you guys, not speaking to the two of y'all, but I'm going to say men. Somebody you know.
Right.
Maybe not you, but somebody you know. What happens is men have this external expectation, but then they're mad that we don't have external expectations.
But you do, though. And
yes, we do.
That's exactly what Yonder was saying. You know, women want something that's more superficial as opposed to, like you were saying, substance.
But
you know,
men want the exact same thing. Guys want eye candy. They want.
But we're visual creatures, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, and it's not
and
everyone wants something that they can see physically, they deem physically attractive. But what's most important, again, is what's underneath that. You got to have the initiating catch, but you got to have something underneath it. But what we always hear is that women are gold diggers. They want a guy that has, I think you spoke of six figures first, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but see, here's my challenge. And one of the things that I wrote in my book, that is your trophy. Men have trophies, right? Your car, your house, what type of, your status, that creates your status. But then what becomes interesting is that we want to know how much money you make as well. That's another one of your trophies. So not saying that I totally subscribe with, you know, how much money you make, but a woman wants to know that a man can physically can financially take care of her.
Right. But you have a lot of women, especially in this area, who have that already. They can take care of themselves, who aren't necessarily looking for somebody to take care of them financially, but want somebody who has all those other physical characteristics, you know, and also, like you said, has a certain level of substance. But like Yonder said too, they want something from somebody that they themselves don't have.
Possess. Exactly.
Well, see, I can't take it from the cookie cutting, one size fit all. You got to match me up with a woman, and then I'll match you up with a guy. So I think we're throwing a blanket over it all. But the reality of it is, and I agree with you, we need to make sure that you're equally yoked. You're dating someone that is of like nature. Yeah, and again, here's the other side of it. You may be financially stable, but she may bring some level of homemaking substance. So in a marriage and/or a relationship, two people they don't necessarily need to bring equal parts of the exact same entities.
So why do you think people go into a dating situation, when you first meet somebody, going out with them for the first time, and they have all these great expectations? You know, why can't they naturally decide, okay, well, I just want to have a good time and see where it goes? Why do people go into dating situations immediately wanting to find somebody that has all these different qualities?
I think from that aspect, I think that originally when you start dating, you dating, if you decide that we're just going to hang out, we're just going to be buddies or whatever, we're going to have sex or whatever we're going to do. That changes once you do the sex part of it. Once the whole relationship changes once you have sex. And it becomes a whole different beast. Okay, I was just going to play with you, we're just going to be friends, but now we done had sex now.
Well,
I want to date you.
Let's be crystal clear. Men give sex for love. Well, I'm sorry. Women give sex for love, and then men give love for sex.
Right.
So yeah,
Hold up, you said men do your man side of this?
Men give love in order to get sex. Women,
we'll act like that we're more attracted to somebody, or that we want more from somebody in order to get sex out of them. Whereas women will sometimes give up their bodies in order to
get love.
Right,
exactly.
Right,
I got you.
Right.
Agreed.
But isn't that a different set of expectations for, you know, that you have after you have sex with somebody than the expectations that you have when you first meet somebody? Now, sometimes guys have the expectations when I meet you, you know, I'm going to have sex with you. But you have other sets of expectations, like, you know, you're not thinking about after you have sex with somebody, well, are they going to buy me a car? Or, you know, are they going to make, you know, do my house for me? You know, whatever. What are the difference in expectations that you have when you first meet somebody and the expectation that you gain after you have sex with them?
All depends on how good the sex is. I mean, really, because after, I mean, you know, you can get some women stalkers, you get some men stalkers on both sides of it. I mean, and if it's not good, you don't want nothing from them sometimes. Just get out of my face.
But for women, a lot of times, though, once you have sex with them, it's more an emotional connection, you know? So even if the sex is bad, they may put up with the bad sex to maintain a relationship or develop a relationship.
Hold up. You said that I think she did you said women will put up with bad sex?
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do.
Can I get the woman to ask that?
Well, personally.
Can I get the woman to answer that?
No. I want to veer away from the sex aspect of it.
Well, you have to finish that sentence out first.
No. I'll let you believe however you like to go, and I'm going to let you go with that. Okay. Now, let me go back to what's real for me.
Okay.
Women, I think, when we're dealing with the expectations, I'm gonna bring this back around to where we're going. Okay. When we're dealing with women and expectations, I think that as you said, we start out with we're just gonna go out, we're gonna hang out and have a good time. Is that truly what we're gonna do? When you meet a woman, you meet her for what reason? Just to have a good time? Truly?
But the question, you know what? Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue with that exact point. More after this from Views and Vibes.